Hey everyone, welcome back to The Tower. Today is super special because today I'm starting something that I've been wanting to do for quite a long time now, and that is, drumroll please, start a mini-series! I'm starting a mini-series. Today is the beginning of what will be known as Top 5 Fridays. Okay, Jessica, what are Top 5 Fridays? Glad you asked. Top 5 Fridays are where I take a category from the Disney universe and I tell you what my top 5 favorite things in that category are. I'm really excited to start this because as much as I love the college program and as passionate as I am about it, there is a whole realm of Disney out there that I am also passionate about, and I can't wait to dive into that with you guys starting today. So Jessica, where are we starting this Top 5 Fridays? Glad you asked that also. Today's video is the top 5 Disney villains that I love to hate. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Let's go to the dark side. Coming in at number 5 is the mistress of all evil herself, Maleficent. Jessica, you cannot be serious. Maleficent cannot be number 5. She is the queen of evil. What are you doing? So obviously I'm gonna explain why because I feel like a lot of people are like, but Maleficent's the best. I love Maleficent, I do. But she's not my favorite. I love Maleficent more because she's HBIC, not because of her relationship with Aurora, not because of her role in Sleeping Beauty, because frankly, Sleeping Beauty is not one of my favorite films. No villain's list would be complete without Maleficent, obviously, but she's not my favorite. I do love her because, as I've already said, she's HBIC. Like, if all the villains congregated together, as they do in Fantasmic, you know Maleficent would be in charge. You know she would be the one calling the shots. And that makes me really happy. She's got it under control. If the world's gonna get taken down, Maleficent's gonna be the one at the head of it, and that's cool. She can turn into a fire-breathing dragon, and I don't know anything much cooler than that. It's pretty great. So that right there, I think, makes her on the list for sure. Maleficent is the epitome of a Disney villain. And I think for most people, when you think Disney villain, the first thing you think is Maleficent. Even I think of Maleficent first when the word villain pops up. And so that is why she comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is Judge Claude Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I love Judge Frollo, okay? I love him. He is so underrated. Frollo is fantastic. Fantastic in the worst of ways, but fantastic. I love Judge Frollo because he's very real. It's clearly not plausible that Maleficent is gonna show up outside my window and breathe fire into my apartment. But there's people like Frollo in our lives every day, whether we know them or not. Killers, rapists, self-righteous psychopaths. Judge Frollo killed Quasimodo's mother, made Quasimodo live in a bell tower for his whole life, fearing that the world outside was going to hate him for the way that he looked, tried to kill every main character in the story at some point or another, wanted to rape Esmeralda. And if you had any argument about this, you clearly haven't watched the film in a while, because the last line of Judge Frollo's song Hellfire is, "She will be mine or she will burn." AKA, we're having sex or I'm killing her. What? So graphic for a child's movie. I can't even believe that I could sit through those sequences as a young child. And Hunchback was one of my favorite movies when I was younger. His character brought such a dynamic to Hunchback of Notre Dame that it made it so adult and so mature in content that it just brought a whole new dynamic to the Disney company, and that's why I love him. My number 3 villain that I love to hate is Governor Ratcliffe from Pocahontas. I love Governor Ratcliffe for a lot of the same reasons that I love Judge Frollo. He's very real as well. Governor Ratcliffe is greedy, manipulative, power-hungry, and incredibly racist towards Native Americans. He's an everyday villain. Mine, mine, mine. I hate saying it because I feel like a seagull from Finding Nemo, but the song Mine, Mine, Mine from Pocahontas that's sang by Governor Ratcliffe actually kind of gives a bit of a backstory, and I really enjoy that about his character. He says, "My rivals back home, it's not that I'm bitter, but think how they'll squirm when they see how I glitter." The whole reason that he's doing all this is for glory back home. The only reason Ratcliffe wants all this gold is so he can take it back to King James, so King James can knight him, no lord him. He just wants glory, more than anything. He doesn't necessarily want to kill the savage Native Americans. He just wants gold and thinks they're gonna stop him. If he didn't think that the natives posed a threat to him getting his gold to take back home, he wouldn't have tried to kill them, I don't think. Does that backstory condone his actions in any way? No, not at all. At least it gives some insight into why he's doing what he's doing, and I appreciate that. Number 2 is Scar from The Lion King. Scar is the absolute king of sass, and I love him for it. Scar is the worst, but I love him so much. Scar is legitimately the spawn of Satan, but he's so proud of it and he works it, okay? I don't know what the Lion King would be without his personality. He's so butthurt over the fact that Mufasa is king that he is determined to kill Mufasa off. He makes poor Simba think that it's Simba's fault and encourages Simba to run away from home forever because God forbid Simba becomes the king, so that we can have our hyena henchmen go try to kill him. But they fail because they're morons. Next thing you know, Simba's off singing Hakuna Matata, whatever. Scar has some of the most iconic lines of any Disney character ever. And that's one of the reasons I love him so much. There are 4 Scar quotes that make me love him endlessly despite how villainous and awful they may be. One of those quotes is, "I'm surrounded by idiots," because it's the perfect reaction gif and honestly, so much sass. I love it. As awful as it is, when Simba asks if he's gonna like the surprise that Scar has for him, Scar's reply is, "Oh Simba, it's to die for." I laugh and wince every time that I see it. Scar's last words to his own brother were sassy. "Long live the king." Come on, Scar. Really? Really? Did you have to go there? And best of all, when Scar has Zazu locked up singing for him, and Zazu's singing a lovely bunch of coconuts, Scar says, "Something with a little more bounce to it." And Zazu starts singing It's a Small World, and Scar freaks out and says, "Oh no, anything but that." I love Scar. I'm not even mad about it. Now that we are at the end of the countdown, it is time to reveal my #1 villain that I love to hate. And anyone who knows me probably already knows exactly who this is, because, well, no one's as villainous as Gaston. I love Gaston. Who doesn't? Gaston's really popular. Most people kind of forget that he's even classified as a villain, I think, especially now that he meets in New Fantasyland at Magic Kingdom. I think a lot of people forget that he actually is terrible. I'm one of those people. I adore Gaston way more than I should, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he's actually a villain, and when we step back and look at that, we can see that he's also, like Governor Ratcliffe and Judge Frollo, a very real-life villain. Gaston is probably the most relatable villain in our modern times because he's a complete chauvinist pig. He shamelessly, consistently hits on Belle when it's very obvious that Belle wants nothing to do with him. He insults Belle's intelligence by taking her book from her and asking how she could possibly read it because there's no pictures. He then goes to say that she shouldn't be reading at all because that'll lead to ideas and thinking, and women shouldn't do that. He assumes that she would want to marry him because he's so fabulous and so egotistical that he just assumes that any woman would be lucky to have him, including Belle. But Belle wants nothing to do with this nonsensical provincial life that Gaston could provide her. And he only really tries to kill the beast because of his own pride and absolute jealousy that Belle would choose the beast over him. While Gaston is positively primeval, I adore him. I probably always will. And there is nothing like meeting him in New Fantasyland. It is a life-changing experience. And that is why Gaston is the villain I love to hate the most, because my, what a guy, that Gaston. I hope you guys enjoyed the first installment of Top 5 Fridays, and I can't wait to bring another one to you next week. So if you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments below. If there's a top 5 you specifically want me to do, let me know that too, because I'm up for anything. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up for me. For more Top 5 Fridays and other Simply Magical content, make sure you subscribe. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you next time. Have a magical day.